All right, let's get this call started. Appreciate you tuning in. It's always good to get a call started, a little training call with some AC/DC rolling in as some intro music. But hey, thanks for plugging in. I'm going to be covering some sales tips today. What I'm going to cover is just give you a quick 5 tips on how to make your presentation maybe a little bit more effective. Maybe there's some things that you're doing good, but you could do a little bit better. Here's tip number 1. Okay, you can't beat a good first impression. Okay, first impressions mean a lot, and I don't personally think first impressions are overrated. If you're doing field sales, you're knocking on someone's door, how you present yourself, are you clean cut? Are you dressed sharp? Do you have your ID badge on? Are you wearing a good pair of shoes, or are you wearing some beat up sneakers? I can tell you this, you show up to my door, knock on my door, and I'm checking you out, and you got like an old, a beat up pair of sneakers, I'm going to tell you, you get lost, man. Not even give you the time of day, even if you got a great product. So make sure that you look nice. We're not talking about wearing a suit or a tie. If you're calling, if you're doing telesales, man, are you calling with a weak intro? Um, Hello, is Mary there? Or can I speak to Bob? No, they pick up the phone. Hey, Mary, it's Joe. How you doing? Boom, I'm getting right into it. Listen, Mary, not sure if I can help you out today, but the reason why I'm calling is because, boom, maybe it's a Facebook lead, online quote request, TV lead. I don't know, but your intro, how you present yourself initially, first impressions are important. They're certainly not overrated. So make sure that you look sharp, you sound sharp, you're confident in what you're saying. You have to look professional, and you also have to sound professional. I can just tell you this real quick, and doing telesales, I do not roll down to my basement and my jammies to do telesales. I want to look sharp. I want to sound sharp. I'm not getting dressed up in a suit, but I'm certainly not doing it in my pajamas either. For me anyway, I feel better when I look better. So that's tip number 1, man. Make sure that you're giving a good first impression to your clients, regardless if you're selling over the phone or in person. So again, let me thank you for hopping on this call. My name is Joe Johnson. I'm going to be your host today. If you like the content, you want to get more content like this, more sales training, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, like it, make a comment, positive or negative. Love to hear feedback. I don't silence the audience. I listen to everything. I do read a lot of the comments. But I'm going to be doing, again, I think I said, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to make a good, how to improve potentially your sales presentation. All right, so that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is your communication skills. Here's what I believe. I believe everybody could get a little bit better on how they communicate. When I'm talking about communication, I'm talking about your tonality, your voice inflection, the cadence of how you speak. Remember, we're dealing with seniors, so make sure that you're going low and slow. Don't talk too fast. Don't use a lot of lingo. Make sure that you enunciate your words properly and speak with controlled enthusiasm. Okay, here's what I mean about that. Enthusiasm sells, okay? But you don't want to be so over the top that you're obnoxious with enthusiasm, but you should have a high level of enthusiasm if you're truly passionate about what you're doing. And if you're working with me and you're working here at Senior Life, by gosh, you better be enthusiastic about what we do, because we absolutely, unequivocally bring to the marketplace the best product lineup with the product that we have, our final expense and our legacy, nobody can offer what we have. So um, be enthusiastic about that product. The last thing too, I just want to say about communication is work on communicating effectively, but also learn to get rid of the uncomfortable pauses or the I don't know, like when you're making a presentation, the client asks you a question, or if you are temporarily lost in your thought, instead of saying, just be silent for a second, as if you're thinking, and then present to them a logical fact. They'll appreciate that more, and you'll sound more confident than using or ah or well or Tip number 3, you got to build trust with your clients. Trust sells. You've probably heard the saying, people want to do business with people that they like and trust. That's true halfway, but they're more likely to do business with you if they trust you, even if they don't like you. Because I know there's people I like, but I don't trust them, and I'm not doing business with them. So, but if you can get them to do both, if you can get them to like you and to trust you, how do you get people to trust you? How do you get people to like you? Here's an easy way. This is the reason why we ask questions about the weather, or what do they do for their hobbies, because what are we doing? We're finding commonality. We're finding common background, something that we can relate to. Because if you can relate to your clients and you have certain things in common, then they're going to like you, and liking you is going to build to trust. How I can get a client to trust me also is that I'm going to present myself as an authority. How am I authority? Well, I've been doing this for a long time, but even if I haven't, gosh darn it, you passed your life insurance license exam, which makes you an expert and an authority. And hopefully, maybe this isn't your first presentation. You've made at least one presentation. So you're skilled in what you're doing. So that's how I'm going to present myself, is as an expert with a high level of confidence. And then you can present evidence to that effect. How can you present evidence? One, if you're doing field sales, make sure you're wearing your senior life ID badge with your license number on it, or have a copy, a picture of your license. If I'm selling over the phone, I can tell, hey, Mrs. Client, I'm a state licensed agent. My agent number, my license number is, 1238910. Also, you can build confidence, you can build trust by letting them know that you've been doing this for quite a while. Even if you've only been doing it for 2 days, you can say, hey, Mr. Smith, I've been doing this for quite a while. Well, what's quite a while? Well, 2 days, 3 more days, it'll be a whole week. Now I've got the benefit of having done this for a very long time. But even when I was new, I would tell clients, I'm the state licensed agent. Here's what most of my clients are doing. Here are the most popular plans. I'm presenting evidence that I'm an expert in this field. Make sure you use that to your advantage. Tip number 4 is you got to build value. Your presentation should be a value field presentation. It's a value proposition. Okay. And how do you build value? Well, with Senior Life, we're going to build value based on a couple of 3 things building value. One is, don't underestimate the value that you bring as the agent, because your life insurance, or your clients, I should say, they can buy life insurance anywhere, right? But they can only get you if they buy from you. How are you going to service them? How are you going to separate yourself from the competition? Build value with the services that you bring to the table. Hey, I'm going to be here for you. My clients love me because I do this. I'm always a phone call away. Build value in the product. Here at Senior Life, we have an amazing product. Make sure that you build value with legacy. Legacy is huge. Nobody offers legacy but us. So make sure that you're building value with the legacy. And how you build what I mean by building a gap, the bigger the gap between where your customers are and where they want to be, when you build that gap, then you can present the solution. So you're building the gap. The gap is when you're meeting with them, they sent that card in typically for one of three reasons, right? First reason is they want to make sure when they pass away, they're not leaving their family with a financial burden. Either they have coverage or they don't. Okay. So maybe they have some coverage, but they're looking for a little bit more. Maybe they have none. Okay. They're worried about leaving that financial burden. Maybe they have a little. They feel like they need more. Maybe they have plenty of coverage, but maybe they're trying to either improve their situation or maybe they like to leave a special benefit to a loved one. You need to find out what the inefficiencies are in their current plan and build the gap between where they are now and where you can take them. You remember, you, the agent, you are the bridge between where your clients are now and where they want to go. Be the solution. That's how you build value, is providing them with that solution. The last thing I'm going to say is tip number 5 is, man, you got to learn to close. You got to be a closer. Don't be afraid to ask for the close. Always assume the close. Always assume that they're going to do business. Use the takeaway. The takeaway is one of the most powerful closes that you can use. And I use the takeaway close even in the very beginning. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Klein, I'm not even sure if I can help you out today, you know, but we're going to do this. I'm going to show you how the program works, answer all your questions. If we can find a program that fits your needs, but more importantly, fits your budget, I'm simply going to help you apply for it. I'm not going to sell it to you. I'm going to help you apply. You have to apply for this coverage. Here's what I can tell you is that the harder something is to get, the more appreciative your clients will be once they have it. So if this is something easy, oh, everybody qualifies for, and I'm going to, here it is. No, I'm going to make it seem like there's a level of difficulty in order to qualify for the program that I'm presenting, because my program is special, it's limited, and not everybody can get it, and you need me to help you qualify for it. At the end of the day, you got to use a little bit of psychology, because here's what I know. People inherently want what they think they can't have. Okay. So that's how you use the assumption slash takeaway close. Okay. The last thing I'm going to say with closing is that make sure that you develop your skills and you develop your language and the words that you use that get your client to process information in the right hemisphere of their brain, not the left. What I mean by that, we use the left side of our brain for logical thinking. And of course, is life insurance logical? Yeah, it's logical. But if you present to me all the facts and figures and you make it very logical, what am I gonna tell you? Well, this is very good. Let me analyze the material. Let me study it. Let me think about it, and I'll get back to you. We don't want that to happen. So just by changing your dialogue and changing the words that you use, you can change the outcome, and you can stop having clients tell you, I want to think about it. Because if you're getting clients that are telling you they want to think about it, chances are it could be because of your vocabulary. It's the words that you're using in your presentation that are triggering the left side of their brain that makes them want to make a logical decision. And the logical thing would be to think about it. Okay. So Right side of the brain we use for our it's our creative side, and it's our emotional side of of processing information. The easiest thing that you can do, I'll give you just one little tip, okay? During your presentation, whenever you would use the word think, substitute it with the word feel. Okay, never use the word think in your presentation, because as soon as you use the word think, your clients are automatically going to access the left side of their brain, and they're going to think about it. Just think about this. See, I use the word think. If I ask you at the end of this, hey, what'd you think about my information here? Oh, you're going to think about it logically. If I say, hey, how did this training video make you feel? Or how do you feel about the information I presented? Automatically in your brain, you're accessing the emotional side, the creative side, and you're thinking about it emotionally, not logically. So that wraps up the call today. I appreciate you tuning in. If you want to get more information like this, subscribe to the channel. Also, if I didn't mention it before, okay, I'm in the description below. I'm going to leave a link so you can contact me. So if you want more training like this, if you think this has been helpful, if you want to work with me directly, if you want to work with Senior Life, use the link below, contact me, shoot me a message. Let's have a conversation, and let's see if working with myself and working with Senior Life, if that could potentially be a good fit for you. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but I appreciate you watching this material in this video. Take care.